Welcome back, y'all. What a day. The other day we had some heavy storms that came our way, and we even got snow in some places. Can you believe that? Snow. Usually in high areas, mountains. Well, mountains. We don't have mountains here, but sierras and stuff like that up north. And yeah, they got a little bit of snow. Nothing crazy. But today's topic, I just, I'm not doing too many travels lately, so I'm making these quick videos. But I wanted to talk about, for those wanting to retire here in Uruguay, and I'm gonna give you my 3 points for and 3 points against coming to leave or retire here in Uruguay. So let's start. So first one, I'm going to start with the cons first, the negatives, and then go with the positives. So the first one of the negative, it's expensive, and I'm gonna say it's not as expensive as United States. All right, I used to live there. That's my point of comparison. I'm not gonna compare it with Bulgaria or somewhere over there because I didn't live there. So, but it is expensive, and everybody knows that. The Uruguayans know that. The expats know that. Cost of food, rent. What else? Missing some things, but for the most part everything is pretty expensive, sometimes almost to the level of the States or Europe, which means it's not a country for the faint of heart or those with low pockets, because you need money here. The country is expensive. It relies heavily on imports from abroad, and unlike countries like Paraguay, which is a whole lot cheaper and more affordable to live in, for some reason Uruguay, it's not. I've been researching and reading about it, and it just doesn't make any sense. And I've came to the conclusion that it is because of monopolies. Government monopolies, So you see, we don't make anything here, we just produce cows, that's all. Cows and meat and leather and things like that. And that's one reason why they say things are expensive. But then I look at Paraguay and I see how cheap it is over there, and it just doesn't make any sense. So it is expensive. Now some things are cheaper, like now, if you compare buying an apartment or a property like that one over there, yeah, it's gonna be cheaper than the States, that's for sure. You're not gonna be spending $2 million or more like you do in the state I used to live in, Alabama, where a shack right in the middle of a nice neighborhood would cost literally $500,000. You can get something really decent somewhere around here, right? You might have to search quite a bit, but I think you could find something at least in a really nice area. If not here in Montevideo, at least elsewhere. But you're gonna find something for that amount of money. I've seen houses on a site that is like eBay, and I've saw really cute houses, really nice houses, for anywhere from 100K to 150 to 100K and so on. Point number 2, the weather. Now you might think, because it's sunny today, it's beautiful today, it's only 50 something percent humidity, which is great. I love it. I mean, look at me, I'm just using a sweater, that's it. But Uruguay in wintertime is super humid. You don't understand how humid the country is until you come here and you experience it yourself. All right, so what does that mean? If you buy a property here and it's not properly insulated, you're gonna feel the same temperature you feel outside bath inside the house, right? And plus the humidity, your walls are going to be wet. And when you go outside, let's go for a walk, you're going to sweat because there's so much water in the air, and that all that stuff means that you're going to get cold, right? So a lot of people say, you know, those who live in, I don't know, Russia or Alaska or somewhere over there where like snows year round, but those dudes over there have like 20-30% humidity. That makes a huge difference. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not cold, don't get me wrong, it's very cold over there, right? But one thing is to have cold with humidity, like 100% humidity, and cold without humidity. That's my point. Now it doesn't get really cold here. Like today right now it's in the upper 40s, but I don't feel it. It feels more like almost 60 to me right now because it's a low humidity day. Wind is blowing from the north, so it's bringing some drier air. But when it gets humid like the other day, man, I had like three sweaters on me, and I just couldn't shake the cold. And so you're gonna feel that, and it's gonna be a different kind of cold weather for you. If you're trying to escape your cold weather and you come here, you're gonna be disappointed. Okay, so third point, crime. Now you're gonna hear from other bloggers that say that there's almost no crime here, etc. They usually try to spin something positive in their channel, so I understand it, but sometimes they do it out of ignorance or something, or they don't know the language and they cannot see the news. But there is crime here, and those are facts. There are crime reports every day that I see on the news channel where someone get killed and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to scare you. Most people who come here, expats, don't have absolutely any problem. But you have to keep that in mind. Now, this is not a place like the Philippines or Thailand or something like that where crime is pretty low for the most part. If you compare it to here, there's more crime here, and so if you go around showing off, you know, wearing a camera or a phone and all this stuff, you're gonna be a target. Now, I've had a couple friends of mine, close friends, who were one of them was assaulted by, and another one got her phone stolen. I'll say it happens more here in the capital, in the city. This is why I don't recommend expats to move to the city, because of this and the cost of living. But if you go to let's say if you go to another part of Uruguay, check my videos, by the way. One of them is Piriápolis, which is east that way. That one is super safe. Now it's less safe in spring break and summer and all the stuff, but it's just, you feel pretty safe there. No problems at all. I will move there myself. Overall, thanks to the good Lord, I haven't had any problems. As long as you avoid bad areas, you know, go up north of the city, you're gonna be fine. This part of town, yeah, you're gonna be fine around here. I see expats all the time, foreigners, tourists coming to visit. 99% of the time you're gonna be just fine, so don't worry about it. But you have to keep that in mind as well. My recommendation would be to Reddit. Reddit is a really good place to find out what's going on. Go to Reddit, check the auto translate option on your browser, and then See what people are saying, see what the locals are saying. Now, of course, everybody in their own country are gonna say bad things about their own country. That's nature. That's to be expected, right? But you can make your own. But you can come to your own conclusion based on what you read there. Okay, so enough of that. Let's move to the positives. Why will I move to Uruguay or retire here? So it's almost in the same time zone as the States. So if you work remotely, that's great for you. And you can work remotely, and you're just maybe at best, from Central Time right now, it's only 2 hours, 2 hour difference, which is great. Now, depends on how you look at it, right? But it is good. You cannot do that if you move to Asia or Europe or something like that, because there's a huge, like a 8 to 10 hour difference, and that kind of messes things up. Secondly, the country is for the most part, the infrastructure is pretty good. It's not perfect, no, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty good. So if you move to a place like here, let's say you want to buy the building that has been in construction for 20 years, and you buy something there, you're going to be close to pretty much everything. The grocery store, the gym, what else? Anything you can imagine. You're gonna have the same creature comforts you had back home in the States or wherever you come from, right? And you don't get that when you're in America. In America, you have to drive a car and drive sometimes 20-30 minutes to go to Walmart, of all places, and you don't have to worry about that here. You just can go walking, take a bike. This is my bike. I go everywhere with it. I don't need a car. I don't need a car here. Everybody's going crazy with cars right now because it's easy to get one. I'm happy with this. Really, I don't need anything else. Now, if you want to have a car here, you can do that too. It's just a little bit harder to find parking, but not terrible. I mean, it's much better than Europe or parts of America. So that's a huge plus. You can walk. You have everything nearby, and in a way that also saves you money if you don't buy a car, because in the States you're going to be spending money on insurance, the car repairs, unless you do them yourself, and even then you're still going to spend money. So you don't get that here, and at best you might have to repair your bike. On this bike right now it needs some maintenance, but last year I only spent $15 on it. $15 versus I think I was spending easily over $2,000 a year on my car, and I did all the maintenance myself. And even then I was like, I'm leaving to pay for my car basically, and that was insane, man. But you don't get that here. Third positive point: the weather in spring, summer, and fall. It's very good. I like it. That's me though. Some people don't like it, but they haven't lived through Alabama's hot summers, very hot, humid summers. This is delightful. The summers here are not humid for the most part. This last summer we had was, it was more humid than usual, but it's still nothing like it is over there, man. Like in Alabama or Georgia or somewhere over there, if you come from around those places like Texas, you're gonna have like 90+% humidity. You cannot go outside because you're gonna fry like a chicken, like Chick-fil-A sandwich. So, but you can do that here. I mean, yes, you're gonna get hot and whatnot, but it's not unbearable, and it only lasts, a month at best. I mean, the hotter months are January and February. December, it's pretty mild. November, it's like kind of feels like fall sometimes. It's kind of cold as well. It's very nice. And as long as you avoid winter here, and that's just my view on it, if you just come here for November through let's say April, you should be fine. You take a flight back home to the States, so you spend the summer there if you want to, and that would be one way to enjoy more this country. Because like I said, I really don't like winter here, and I don't think a lot of people will too. Especially if you're trying to retire and live, you know, not having to spend so much money on heating bills and all that stuff, which it will add up here, especially because, like I said, things are not cheap. And if you don't want to go to the States, you can go to Brazil up north, where over there right now it's like summer. Literally, it's like summer, and it's like the Philippines, man. So you can go there, spend a couple months there, and then come back here when it gets nice. So those are my points of why I will move to Uruguay and why I won't at the same time. And I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, give me a thumbs up, so it helps the channel, because YouTube is brutal. And yeah, and if you want to know more about the country, I've been living here for about 2 years now, and now I'm looking to probably relocate to another country, so like Albania, and that's a place I would like to go live there because it's cheaper and I like the weather better there. But I'll say that I would like to live here like some months out of the year. So now I'm gonna run some errands, and I'll leave a playlist after this, so you all can see other videos about Uruguay if you want to relocate here.